Well, we're back for, believe it or not, the last of my abandoning perfection prompts. Now, I will do flip next week, but I actually managed to finish all four of these prompts this time, and I'm really happy to finish up this project. I really have enjoyed it. The first prompt I'm going to work on is number 57, which was to make a paper doll out of cardstock. And I decided that the perfume bottle was going to be her body. Don't know why, just decided that. I took a very odd lady out of a magazine as well. So I am just sticking the magazine pictures to the cardstock. I was surprised how long it took that glue to dry this time, though. It was kind of odd. Maybe it's just that glue stick has gotten kind of sticky. I'm not sure exactly why, but it does seem like it goes on kind of thick and it's kind of smushy. Don't ask, I don't know. That's an extreme glued stick, and they're usually really good. They're usually my favorites, but that one is. I'll be glad when it's finished. Is the deal. It's coming off and it kind of goopy. And I did use a store gift card to squash down the pages because I really wanted them to stick because I'm going to cut the pieces out. Oh, I set that aside because I wanted it to dry. And another prompt that I'm going to be working on is number 38, which was to make a postcard from a place you would like to go and tip it in. Well, there's 5 bazillion places I would like to go, so that was pretty easy to find a picture that represented that. But I wanted the base of the postcard to be getting dry while I worked on the paper doll, so I just went ahead and stuck it to the cardstock that I'm going to use. And if you're not familiar, that's the Alaskan Passage. Cruises are not something I'm interested in, but that one I might take. Cruising up the Inland Passage might be fun to do. Okay, so I'm back to working on my paper doll, and I'm going to start sort of with her body. Somehow it got a wrinkle in it, even though I squished it down. What I really liked about this particular lady was the odd kilt to her head and the strange bends that were in her arms and legs, the way she was on there. So I'm just going to kind of glue her head over top of the bottle top. I decided to cut off a little bit of that ahead of time just to make it easier for me to cut it off later. So she kind of has a little bit of shoulders and her head is stuck on there. And I actually just used her arms and her legs off of her body, so I just had to cut them out. And I just kind of cut a little bit off at her shoulders so that I have it to tuck under. I'm going to attach them all later with brads. I wanted her to be movable. I didn't want her to be, I wanted her to be interactive. How's that sound? I've already got a pocket in my book, so I can just put her in the pocket. Frankly, her body could have used some slightly larger legs and arms, but I thought it looked kind of cute with the tiny little ones that she had. And this is my little tiny 16th inch hole punch. I'm going to use a little tiny brad, so I'm just punching little tiny holes. And this happens to be a jewelry tool for punching metal, but just a standard 16th inch hole punch will work just fine. I have that one, so it sits there because I use it a lot. Wiggle, wiggle. Her legs will have little wiggles. Like I said, look for a flip next week. I will do a flip of the whole book so you get to see all the pages. I I am kind of happy with it. It was funny. It was just one of those things we were going to do just for the fun of it, and it turned out to be a fun project. Um, I don't often do things that have prompts. The scavenger hunt, a few things like that, which I've enjoyed very much. But as far as making pages, I don't usually use a lot of prompts. So this was it was a fun project. She needed a hat. She just needed a hat. And the hat had to be as big as her body. So, just because she has a tiny little head doesn't mean that she shouldn't have a big hat. And then the hat needed some decorations, so I just used the red from her dress because it was already on the cardstock. And I cut some strange feather shapes. I did a little of the dark blue just to tie it all together. For some reason, the hat just needed some decoration. I don't know. It was a nice big hat, but it needed decorated. So I put all its feathers on, and then the little point that where all the feathers came together just didn't look right. So I decided it needs some little decoration thing on it. And so I did a 1/4 inch hole punch out of sort of a pink color that was on that was from the little image I had used. And then I decided, well, the hat needed to tie to her outfit. So I made buttons out of the pink color. And of course, they're tiny, so they wanted to stick to me. And there we have our cute little paper doll. Yay! Hat was a little too big for her head. Get the trash bag basket right up to the edge so you can just dump all that stuff in. All right, so we're going to work on our postcard. Now, This postcard is being tipped in, and you know that postcards have a size for a postcard stamp. Now you can send a larger postcard, but it has to go like a first class letter. So this postcard would require a bigger stamp than a postcard stamp, but I really wanted the whole image. And I'm tipping this into my journal so I can make my postcard any size I want. And I didn't actually measure it, excuse me. I just took it and made it the size I wanted it. And then I had a few words that I had pulled out, and I was looking at that to see if there was anything else on it that I might like. Um, And right there where my thumb is, it talks about Alaska and the last frontier. And the only way that you would know that that was the Alaskan Passage was for me to put something about Alaska on it. So that's what I did. And I left the little white border at the bottom, thinking I was going to put the tape on that border when I taped it in. But then I changed my mind and I just went ahead and put the words at the bottom. Apparently the glue was not coming out. This is actually the kind of postcard I'd make when I'm sending postcards to my mom. I would use whatever local flyer that we pick up and the things we're seeing that day, and I would create a postcard very much like this for my little postcard books, my memory books when I'm off traveling. The words were not standing out enough, so I took my pen and I just put some scratchy lines around them. I've been liking scratchy lines around words a lot lately. Okay, now was the time I had to do, and I should have done this first. If I'd have done this first, it would have been easier because I'm going to have to stop the video and wait for it to dry, blah, blah, blah. I needed to do prompt number 37, which was to splatter with white on 2 previously finished pages. Okay, so I have these 2 pages that I really am not all that enthralled with. So I decided that would be perfect for my splattering of my white paint. There's my head again, I don't know. And that little fan brush is pretty stiff and it works pretty well when I go to splatter. I don't like to splatter paint because I don't like it all over everywhere, so I don't tend to do it a lot. My computer sits right in front of that book up on a stand when I'm making videos or doing live streams, and I don't like the chance of getting paint on it. So it's one of those things I just don't do very often. What I need to do is build a splatter shield or something out. And yeah, I'm going to have to hit it harder than I want to get it to splatter. So I take a toothpick and I start splattering it that way. And that actually worked very well and didn't go everywhere. I was real pleased with how that worked. I might splatter more because it didn't end up all over the place. It was pretty good. But somewhere along the line, I laid my toothpick down and it got on there. So I decided to make some little flowers on that page. And honestly, I really kind of like those pages now. Both of them kind of turned out okay. Now this was, I needed to make 3 tags in different styles and add to the same page. Now, the book paper tag is one that was gifted to me in Happy Mail, and these other tags were in my boxes from when Lisa and I were doing the journal pantry. So I decided to use some pieces finally out of my journal pantry. I don't know why, they never get used. So I was kind of pulling out little pieces from that to see if it would if I could use them, and I was real pleased that they were kind of already ready and I could make some different kinds of tags. And I was trying to make different styles of tags because that was the prompt, was different styles of tags. So I kind of like this one. Real simple, real fast, real easy. Put a cluster on the tag base, and thank you, Janice, for the tag base. But it needed some of those little fluffy things at the top, so I found some kind of blue that matches. This blue embroidery floss must be rayon or something. It's all slicky, slippery, and it had that kink in it. It was interesting when I got it put in there. It was really nice to have the tags in the journal pantry to make for a little bit faster day than having to cut tags and make tags right that minute. Now, that floss being so slippery, I decided I better glue the little fluffy things before they came out. So I just put it up there and put some glue on it. Then we have to have a tag that's kind of very different. So I had these little cutout birds, and I thought, okay, that'll be cute on there. Maybe a word. And I think that was a set of words that had actually come off the page when I was working on the postcard. Just something I saw at the last minute kind of thing. So, okay, that's tag number 2. Yay! More scribbles. Got to scribble around the words. They just pop out of the page. Now, I could have inked them, but I'm kind of liking the scribble thing. Um, it just kind of depends on what kind of style you're going for. And I'm inking the other tag too. Well, I am really sorry about all of the phone calls this morning. I don't know why we are getting half a dozen phone calls all at the same time, but we are. It's just the way the day is going to go, I guess. Um, I had these 2 tags, and I thought, okay, I want to make a little pocket tag, which I thought would be different than the other 2 tags since it was supposed to be 3 tags of different styles. So I made the small tag into a pocket, and then I wanted to put a little word on it. And I've had these little words. They were a Happy Mail gift from Janice, and I thank you, Janice. I've used them. They've been a lot of fun to use. I have other words, but I have just left these on the table and just used them. And it's fun because I haven't worried about, whether they're perfect or not. They seem to just work into things just like they are. So kind of nice. So I just put a little word on there, and I put it on sideways because it fit sideways and I thought it looked cute. Okay, now I had in my journal pantry, I had a bunch of tiny tags, and I had just punched them out of different kinds of cardstock, and I was just hunting for some. I wanted three. Don't ask me why. I just wanted three to look like they kind of went with the tag I already had. So then I had these itty bitty tags, and one of them says friends, so I thought that would be cute. So I'm going to make three sort of different types of tags. Oh, I wish inking was that fast when in real life. This video has, of course, been sped up because otherwise you'd have been bored to tears by now. I'm going to put little tiny holes in there. And I always save my little pieces of waxed linen, as long as they're reasonable lengths, because they work perfect when you're going to do this kind of little tag. So see, that piece is going to work for two of them. So I always save those little pieces. I might not save that of embroidery floss or other kinds of thread, but that wax linen is easy enough to keep. It doesn't tangle, I think, is part of the reason you can keep it. So I just made a little tag with two little tags attached. And then I need to have some kind of decoration for the other little tags. So I'm going to use, these are little pieces, a lot of that's little pieces of wallpaper that I have cut out, little tiny itty bitty flowers and things from wallpaper. And that's what I kind of hunt. I finally find one that has the right kind of flower, but I just want the little piece off to the side. So I put on that little flower and I put on a little leaf. And now the last one, I had these itty bitty little black leaves that I had punched out from something. And I just put three little black leaves on this last tag. I just thought it'd be cute. Kind of the right color family. Oops, needs ink. And I honestly do not have a lot of pages left in my journal. The last prompt on the list, and those of you who don't know, there is a list. There's a link in my description box to the prompt list. I'm checking to make sure that was dry. The last prompt is to fill any page that was left empty in your journal, and I don't have any empty pages. I have done something to every single page, whether it was just put some lace on it or something like that. And most of the pages that I put lace on or anything else, I actually went in and did other things. Now I am putting this, I was supposed to tip this postcard in, so I'm going to use washi tape to put it in. And we all know washi tape doesn't stick, so I stuck some glue on there. not straight. And because of the postcard, I decided that it was heavy enough. I had better use 2 pieces of washi tape. So that's what I'm doing. And yep, all my pages are all filled up. I have hunting a page to put my tags on. That's really what I'm doing. I am going to be doing a flip of the whole book. I'll try to get as close as I can next week and do an actual flip. And I decide that page is another page I don't really like. So I decide that's where I'm going to put my tags. And I glue this bigger one on as a pocket because, you know, I like pockets. Now remember, there is a playlist for the Abandoning Perfection Journal. It will be linked at the end of the video. And if you follow the hashtag, you will see other people's videos. Katie did some, Lisa has done some. So, you know, I know that there are other people playing along, and I hope you take a look at them. You might even want to play this with these prompts. They were a lot of fun. But for now, guys, I'm going to tell you that this has been great fun, and next week I'll show you the flip of a complete book. And in the meantime, you need to go have fun, make some art, and enjoy your day.